What's going on, y'all? As always, I pray that y'all having a blessed day. So, I'm Cam on J Villa Entertainment. He finally in front of the camera. Hey, we knocking it out. Ooh, I'm crashing out. But on today, we'll be discussing how the holidays keep us broke and how we can actually turn it around and leverage the holidays to build wealth for our family. So, as always, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And as I said, enjoy the video and y'all have a blessed day. So, first thing, I'm going to acknowledge that my boy Jay is behind the camera this time. I told y'all we got something special for y'all.
I'm in front of the camera. Behind the camera, I'll be back there like I usually sit right there. But I'm in front of the camera.
See, I made mistakes too. You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
I digress. Anyway, we proud of him. We going into 2025 making changes. We going into 2025 being set up for success. And first thing, I declare and decree blessings over y'all lives for watching this video. I also want to lead with what me and my family are personally doing. We're really deciding to, I don't want to say get away from, but really, at least for this year, not buy as many gifts or not do gifts at all. Maybe we just come together and make cookies as we usually do, something simple, opposed to getting into overwhelming amounts of debt every year. Because there's no reason why I know people that make six figures that are living check to check. Like, that's a mentality. That is a liability first mentality that plagues our people. And a lot of people see it as, oh, you six figures, you made it, now you can live this lifestyle. Like, no, six figures is honestly something that should be a springboard that we need to use in order to build real wealth. I feel like six figures for us needs to really be a springboard, because I feel like it's too many people that get to six figures and then want to have a $50,000 car, want to have basically all of these liabilities, when in reality that builds a sort of dependence on what most people have six figures through a job. So it builds a dependence on your job. Now, if that's your opportunity, that's what it is. That's your purpose, that's what it is. But I believe that we need to leverage that, as I say, a springboard in order to go and acquire the assets that are necessary for us to build generational wealth. Because you can't pass down a six-figure job. You can only stack for them to go to school and them to go get a six-figure job, which by the time your kids come around, based on how old you are, six figures literally won't be worth the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Like, inflation can't, like, there was like the increase in job payments, not payments, the increase in salaries, it can't keep up with inflation. So it literally won't be the same. So how you feel about that?
Six figures already ain't what six figures used to be a few years ago. And I'm not gonna tell my salary, but like, six figures ain't what six figures used to be. It's just like, you can have six figures and be paycheck to paycheck, but what you were saying about the quality of life you have with that six figures, yeah, you can be six figures, have you a nice 2-bedroom apartment, even though that ain't cheap no more either, you know, and be comfortable. But some people is like, okay, I'm making this six figures, I feel like I should be driving a certain standard of car, or I feel like I should have a certain value of my house because I make certain amount of money. And a lot of times, like, you work hard for your money, so it's like you want to reap or see the benefits of, you know, what you going to work and doing every day. But like you said, you can't pass that six-figure job down. So yes, it should be a pocket of money that's going towards, hey, making sure this is taken care of for the kids, this education, this college tuition, this maybe small business, this, that, and the third. Yeah, definitely do things with your money if you have something or someone to pass it down to, you know. But I think just in life in general, like, just with the inflation and just, you could be making $200,000-$300,000 and it's just not what it used to be.
That's facts. I believe that as we can see, it's really more of a mentality thing, because honestly, with six figures, is based on what your expenses are. Like, if you had kids, or at least even one child, that's a whole expense in itself. You having a partner, now you and a partner could be a plus, because honestly, I am a firm believer in like the traditional household, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be all the man is doing no straight working and the woman is a homemaker. Like y'all may have a dynamic like when you talk about family businesses where you run a certain aspect of y'all businesses and she runs another aspect of y'all businesses and y'all share the home life. Your work life balance probably is different as a business owner, and now y'all have your own routine. Like in a previous video I said what works for you type. So honestly, I believe that you really have to assess like assets and liabilities. You have to do a true assessment of, do I need a $50,000 car, or can I you can go get a brand new Honda Accord for like $30,000, or go get one that's like a year old for like $25,000. Like if you and your wife decide to do that, now y'all are saving that $25,000 worth of debt. That's debt service that you got to prove for. That's $25,000 that the lenders see that you can handle, in addition to what you already have going on. So you take that same $25,000, mind you, we talking about doing it with a partner. Now that's $50,000, and that's just off something that y'all got to prove for a liability. So if you go to that same lender, like, look, I know that you would approve me for $50,000 for this car loan, but I want a $25,000 car loan, and I like $30,000, $40,000 in business credit. Say business credit cards. I wouldn't really say a loan to start a business, because you're more likely to be approved for business credit cards than straight up loans prior to you having experience in specific business models. With that said, I genuinely believe that it's a matter of us obtaining a producer's mentality. I know that us being perpetually in credit card debt for the holidays, that's a consumer mentality. To clearly depict the difference, a producer's mentality would acknowledge that every time you spend money, it's either going to a business or some sort of municipality that's most likely mishandling your money. So why not let one of those times that you spend money be a business that you own, or a business model that you're going into, or at least are somewhat invested in? Because not everybody was made to be entrepreneurs. We all play a role. And if you are an entrepreneur, you are a leader, I strongly encourage you to assume the position of being a leader, not inherently a boss. Because, you know, a boss is cool. It's a internal mentality that's good. It gets you up, it gets you going. But as far as you being a boss over other people, if they don't see you as an individual they're willing to serve or believe in your product and service at the same time, then it may be difficult for you to retain people. It may be difficult for you to retain your team and have them build a culture that they can believe in. Basically, you have to assume the position of a leader. The difference is a boss tells people what to do. The leader leads by example. They show you, hey, this is what I do, this is my skill set, this is why we need you, and this is what we're working towards. And that's how you create what we know today, like the Fortune 500 companies that have these cultures. Like, for example, Chick-fil-A. Everybody that works at Chick-fil-A, their energy is high. And honestly, I believe that it's authentic. A lot of people that I know that actually used to work there, like, they were like, it's actually decent. Like, they actually enjoy their lives. So building that culture is huge. So how do you believe that producers versus consumers mentality has played out in your life, the lives of people that you've seen? Put it this way. A consumer's mentality is like, when the holidays come around, you like, bro, this is the brokest time of the year. Basically coming up with all of these reasons to stress. Honestly, you got deadlines to meet. You got to get all this done. You want to have the cookies made really by Christmas Eve, because you're going to be so tired. And don't let you be working that whole time. It's going to be OD. Then everything is out of stock around the time that you need it. It's snowing. It's hard to get places. Rush hour traffic. And then the holidays come. You stressing because after the holidays you realize you got thousands of dollars of credit card debt that you now have to pay off. But mind you, come the next holiday, okay, you finally paid it off. If you've paid it off by then, you like, we got to do it all over again. So a consumer's mentality is perpetually stuck in that. A producer's mentality is, okay, how can I leverage my unique skill set to create a product or service, or acquire a product or service that allows me to take advantage of the demand that takes place at this time of the year. So say clothing brand, that's the simplest example. So say you a clothing brand, you've been in business, say it's a little side hustle for you to keep it as relatable as possible. You like, last year, you sold about 80% of your inventory. So this year come around, now you have to do a new drop like this. Shout out to Carrots. Carrots by Anwar. Shout out Black on Brands, you know what I'm saying? So, like, say you do a drop, you know this one is new. So, when you do it, you make a clear difference. So, now when people see your brand, they know that this is the newer hoodie, this is the older hoodie. So, the older hoodie, Polo, all of the major brands do this. They do blowout sales. So, whenever you about to drop a new season, you do high discounts. So, say you selling your hoodie for $100. I'm using $100 because it's an easy number to break up, not because you may want to charge that. Say it's $100 retail. Come the holidays, you do a 25. You may even do 40% discount, which will make the hoodie $60. But you know that the hoodie delivered to consumer, including marketing, all your business expenses, is $25. So you're still making a good profit margin opposed to what you were making at $100. So now it's like you doing a blowout sale. Not only are you getting rid of all your old inventory, but you're pushing your brand out into the marketplace. You're increasing your reach. And at the same time, you're not degrading your brand. Like a problem is, a prevalent issue in a lot of our brands and people that are trying to come up in general is offering straight up discounts.
Okay.
So if you selling your hoodie, you know it's $100, but every time somebody go on your page, your latest style, you see it's $100, but it's a slash through it and it say $80. That's going to reduce the value of your brand in the eyes of the consumer. You have to think like a producer because consumers want to consume. So
yeah, that's why they name consumers.
Right, but my thing is, it's about like you guys say that again so they can hear.
They probably heard me with the mic. I said, yeah, that's why their names are consumers.
So I watched a documentary called Buy Now on Netflix, and it's basically talking about how Amazon breaks down the ideology of a consumer.
Oh yeah, we had to talk about this because
you seen it?
I got all my Christmas gifts off Amazon. No, I was saying we were talking about this because remember we was the other day I was saying how like and they only got 3 left available, and you was like, that don't be true. So I'm gonna have you expound on that. But side note, I got all my Christmas gifts from Amazon. I don't stress over Christmas. I'm not stressing over Christmas. I'm answering your question. We're gonna go back into that. What's the name? I don't stress over Christmas at all. Everybody gift come from Amazon. Everybody gift gets delivered into my garage. I'm not running to no store. I'm not. It's whatever. I can find everything sentimental, what you wanted, right on Amazon, and they gonna deliver it to my house, put it right in my door. Amazon been in my house every day this week, and no shame in it. Not one bit. Everybody's stuff come from Amazon, and if I can't find no gift bags, I'm gonna do what I did a couple before somebody's phone rung. I was saying I'm gonna do what I did a couple years ago if I don't find any gift bags, and bring all the Amazon boxes over to the house, and everybody's gonna get their gift out of the Amazon box. It's gonna mean the same. You're gonna feel the same. Cause 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna take my gift bag back because I need it for the next holiday. So might take some boxes on over there if I can't find a couple of bags, and we're just gonna go from there.
So when you were talking about the three items left sales tactic, so when he talks about the 3 items left, so there's a sales tactic that a lot of, I say, e-commerce brands or really just online stores in general do. They may actually have 3 items left, but a good sales tactic you can use is, say, like I said, you have a clothing brand, you got your hoodies, you know you have 50 left in stock, but say for each specific size, you say it's only 4 items left. That creates the urgency that makes your customer want to buy faster. So when we were talking about the documentary Buy Now on Netflix, which I strongly encourage y'all to watch because companies literally intentionally create waste. That's why I was discussing like the blowout sales. They literally intentionally make last year's style last year. They make a clear difference so you can buy the new product and the old product would be clearly depicted as old.
So wait, so y'all be lying when y'all say y'all only got 3 left in stock, 4 left in stock?
A lot of brands probably do. I ain't gonna lie. You can, cause think about it. If you sell
is it the brand that's doing that, or is it Amazon that's doing that? Or we can't get too much into that because
I mean, honestly, it's subjective. because I can't speak on behalf of Amazon, but I know that it's a sales tactic that online stores use. So especially if it be like this sale will last, when they put the countdown at the top of your
right.
bro, all of that's a sales tactic.
Yeah.
Literally.
You got like 15 minutes to buy it, or you're not gonna have this price. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like every discount code they send you has an expiration date in the fine print at the bottom. Another thing, shout out to Eric with Scuddy Threads. He don't have an online page, but bro, he sold out literally just selling to people that he worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Like sold out of his beanies and his hoodies. He sold out of his hoodies in like 3 days. So what I told him, I was like, if you saying you want $25 for a hoodie, I'm like, first of all, your brand value is going to be tied to the lifestyle that you create around it. And number two, price. It's created by price, lifestyle, and quality. A lot of people don't understand that quality isn't even the main thing. It's really about lifestyle. Because you can go buy some luxury shit like Balenciagas. Bro, them red Balenciagas will rub off on your socks. Like, they're not high quality shoes. So it's about the status. Everything is about status. What are you creating? So instead of you selling your hoodies for $25, you sell your hoodies for $50, $60. First of all, when you list it for $49.99 or $59.99. It's just a consumer psychology thing, whatever. But every large brand that you see does it, and it's not a coincidence. It's a literal sales tactic that's been proven to increase leads and increase conversions at the same time. Say you got $50 hoodies opposed to you selling for a discount, saying they $40. You say, I'm going to do, okay, they $50, but you can do 2 for $80. So now you still getting a decent margin, but if they buy 1, they're going to pay the margin that you want in the first place. If they buy 2, they're buying more of the product. You're going to have a lower profit margin, but your average order value is going to go up. And those average order values is one of the key metrics that's necessary for you if you have like a product-based business. So that's what a producer's mentality is. It's understanding the consumer. Why are they buying? What is the psychology tied to this? Because the difference between a Louis Vuitton bag and a Coach bag is a few $100s. It's not the difference in quality. It's all about status. So that's what a producer mentality look like. So when you pay attention to the tactics that they're using to get you to purchase, like really think about before you go spend money, every time you about to put your card on a reader or insert your shit, whatever, think about why are you purchasing this item specifically versus everything else that's for sale. And that's what will show you internally, like, damn, like this is a whole sales tactic. This is what they're using to get me to purchase. If you know what to get you to purchase, you know that it's something that is worth implementing into whatever your brand is. Some people have like services-based businesses. Now that's a whole different space, but that was a good example for people with product-based businesses. Another example, first of all, shout out to my boy. He's a homeowner. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for him. And bro, he is a homeowner. You know what I'm saying? So another good example is real estate is an asset class that you may be looking to go into, but you may think, well, I don't have the money. First thing you want to, like I said, assume a producer's mentality instead of a I can't. It needs to be an how can I. So let's say a $500,000 property. You know it's a building, and once you renovate it, it's going to be able to produce rent, however, whichever exit strategy you decide to select. But you know that you'll need 20% down, which you decided to look into because you didn't let the price tag keep you from obtaining the information that's necessary for you to make a decision. So you like, man, 20 is going to be 20% down. I don't have 100,000. How can I come up with 100,000? So you like, look, for your family, if you were to go to say Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner and you like, man, I come up with 10 and 9 of y'all come up with 10 so we can go onto this property, how would they respond to that?
I think now my family, now more of the business aspect, they will probably, long as I came to the table with everything. One thing about my family, they not going to do stuff just because, like, oh, Jaden said, oh, he got this. Like, no, what's the outcome of all of this? So I got to come to the table with everything. But I think having a conversation with my family, like, about that now would be a positive experience. Growing up, we didn't have those conversations. Even though I come from a very political family, these kind of conversations weren't talked about. It was just me and my mom for a long time, so it is not what something we was talking about. But her and her brother, that's what they talked about. That's why we in this building now, because of things that they would discuss or whatever. But I wouldn't say I grew up with that experience. I learned a lot, later or early in my adult life. But now, yeah, like I think any member of my family, because I guess everybody is kind of on this business kind of mindset. Some people don't know how to run a business or don't have they want to have a business but don't have the business mindset to operate their business and run their business. But I think everybody is kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, we want to know. But my family, I just got to come with all my stuff, everything together.
So I believe that producer's mentality that we've been referring to is really what's going to allow you to, like you said, be prepared for that situation, because that's what allows you to sit down like, hey, how can I come up with this 100,000? How can we find the property that you can even make profit on in the renovation and in whatever exit strategy y'all select? So now you have the know-how to build a business plan that's actually lucrative. So, for example, like, say you're looking to get into short-term rentals or mid-term rentals, like what y'all intend to do with the property. Exit strategy is what you intend to do with it after you've closed on the property, after the renovation has been completed. Number one, we as black people need to get away from selling. We need to start refinancing so we can keep these properties in our families, because the appreciation is going to skyrocket, especially as the high-value properties start to move down south and out west for the Chicagoland area. Bro, them properties right now, it's like 200,000. They're gonna be 400,000, because that's what they are on the north side and west side, like Oak Park already. Like, you have to notice the tide, and you have to don't be trying to catch a falling knife. Like, don't go buy something after it's already appraised to what it's gonna be, and you only gonna see little appreciation. Like I said, if you were going into like short-term rentals or mid-term rentals, I suggest y'all look into Jesse Lane, into Robuilt, ROBUILT. They do straight content on midterm rentals and short-term rentals. If you want to get into mobile home parks, look into Byron Sellers and Sharnice Williams. Like, they literally sit up and create content. You have to groom your algorithm to feed you productive content like Earn Your Leisure, Social Proof Podcast, Ash Cash. That's how you begin to cultivate the mentality that you want to have. You say you want to be a business owner, you have to make sure that your lifestyle is in alignment with that to the best of your ability. I know a lot of people may be working traditional jobs, maybe in school, whatever, but what you do with your free time, a lot of people say your 6 to 10 determines your 9 to 5. That's what would get you set up to, say, bring that sort of business plan to your family. If you're in the Chicagoland area, shout out to the Chicago Urban League. They are 4510 South Michigan. They are a nonprofit workforce development agency. They will sit down and go through your business plan with you, regardless of what it is. They're going to help you assess why you're going into the business, which is important as far as longevity. They're going to help you assess getting access to capital, business plan, set up, everything, like A to Z, everything that you need. So look into those resources. Do your part. Let only the missing pieces be the missing pieces. So that's what I believe would prepare you to present something like that to your family.
I agree.
Another huge thing as far as preparation is doing your best to identify your unique skill set and unique value proposition. Like, for you, what would you say your unique skill set is? Like, in this organization, what would you say is something that you excel at in your position?
I would say a broad aspect is my ability to take care of this building.
So operations.
Operations. Yeah, I'm very good at operations. Once I know, or once you tell me how you want something ran, how you want this building ran, or your expectations or something like that, that's what I'm going to do. I've learned with running this building, you can't give an inch, because everyone will take the mile. They're going to take it. So you have to be stern, but you be nice. You be very nice, be very cordial, but let your yay mean yay and your nay mean nay. If I say no, we can't do this, is no. If I say yes, we gonna do this, I'm gonna stand on my word, even if I've made a mistake and it's just going to be yes, but I'm going to let you know it's yes this time. But next time, unfortunately, this not going to be able to happen. So I would say my ability to just pretty much run the building. I do like a lot of the technology stuff around here as well. I do as much as they allow me to swipe the credit card to do. But I would just say running this building. I run it. We still here. We still standing. So that's what I'm about. Yeah.
Like I said, shout out to all the black-owned businesses out there. You know what I'm saying? We got to support them as much as we support all these, you know what I'm saying, brands that don't really care for our communities. Just be honest. So if you were, say, same as him, say your skill set is in operations, you may have a partner. Like, say your wife, she good at sales, or say she good at logistics specifically. She understands data. She understands how to, like, hey, our average order value is a little low. So you like, look, if you were running a clothing brand, you like, okay, the teams is in place and everything is working, but it's called a funnel. If y'all are looking to build a product-based business, make sure you build what's called a funnel. If you don't know what it is, look it up. I promise you it will change your life. That's how you create statistics. I was speaking with Miss Patrice Neely. Shout out to Miss Patrice Neely and Go Tackle. She was like Fortune 500 companies. Their top 2 spending categories are in data science and specialized consulting. So data science is like, when we're selling at this price or this price, which one do we see more sales for? Or if we're using this ad or this ad, which ad works better? Like split testing. That's called split testing. Mm-hmm. And specialized consulting is like you having a mentor. Remember, I was talking about an unfair advantage. So you being in an organization like this where it's your family and you having business-minded individuals in your family already is an unfair advantage. Because there's people, like some family members that I know who direct lineage, it's they mom, they aunt, they cousin, and they brothers that they've never met before. And that's it. And they all was raised on the south side of Chicago, don't know nothing. All they know is the streets, because that's what they were raised in. That's the only resources they have. Robert Taylor babies. So that's real talk. No, like real talk. Because now it's West Loop, because the white man said this is high value real estate now. So we have to have these sorts of conversations to rebuild the black community, to rebuild the black family. As you said, it was just you and your mom. That's square one. Before you can even go into entrepreneurship, you got to talk about the black family. Because you talking about self-made millionaire, like, bro, you have to scale. We need national and international companies. Like, it ain't no reason why we're not dominating Africa. That starts in the household here in the United States. Yes, we were systematically split apart. They tell a black woman you don't need the black man. They tell a black man you ain't worth nothing, even though they kept you from buying properties in, like I said, the 70s, last video. And you can't get approved for jobs, or now you a felon because you had to carry a gun because of the kind of community that you lived in, because you were born into a war. But you're the problem, right? So that would be an unfair advantage. What other unfair advantages do you believe that you have as far as, becoming that? Well, y'all already there, walking in that producer mentality.
I'm black. I'm still black in America. Yeah. It's the biggest. I don't know. I would just say I'm fortunate, like, to be in the family business right now, and I think that's why my mom and uncle did what they did, so we wouldn't have to have so many unfair advantages in the workforce. It's still stuff you got to do. It's still things deadlines you got to meet. Still, I would say even when I always say this, when you have your own business, you still work for somebody, because at the end of the day, it is somebody you have to answer to, no matter what you're doing. But I would say we kind of put it more in a position right now where it's kind of like, I done lost my train of thought, low key. But I'm put more in a position right now where I feel like we not set, but our family has did that for us to make generational wealth. Put us in positions, got this building, the taxes is paid. We don't owe anything on our land that we have here. And so now we just build, and go from there. So.
And honestly, I went a little too specific into the real estate and the portion that we had to get rid of, but
because y'all would have been like, what the hell is he talking about? Because you would have seen my face like, what? I'm lost. But I saved you until the next video.
No, for real. I was saying we'd make a specific video
Specific for
on
that.
asset classes, and I started to give real examples like and buying businesses. She just came to mind. Cody Sanchez. Like, these are the types of people that you want on your algorithm. But as far as like unfair advantages, that's really a blessing, because while I was in it, that's why I mentioned the part we cut out. You have to really see what's out there. Like, you all are a nonprofit organization, so what has that process been like, working with like the grants and
You talk about like making sure we have our grants for funding.
yeah.
When you writing your grants for, with these nonprofits, our CEO does all of our grant writing. She's been doing that for over 20 years. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's, and you have to, when you write your grants and you say what you're going to do, you not only should meet those grant objectives, but exceed them. And that is how you stay in good graces of the Department of Education, where the Gloria J. Taylor Foundation gets most of their funding for, all of their funding for the TRIO programs. But that's how you stay in good graces, when you exceed your grant objectives, because when they going back to see, who we gonna fund, especially if this new president tries to do stuff with the Department of Education, there's already a plan B, so we won't be affected like that. But when they go to if that does happen and things have to go to the state level, they're gonna look at, okay, who's at the top. And thank God, I would say we're blessed, or not to be cocky or anything like that, but we're in the top of the programs, not just for the state, but worldwide. And so when it comes to things like that, you have to exceed, and that is how you're going to get your grants refunded and stuff like that. If you're not even meeting your grant objectives, just because you may have a 5-year grant, in your second year, you may not meet all of your objectives, they will take your money. They be like, you good on your 3rd, 4th, and 5th year. Like, you good. You don't need that money because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Or if you're not doing everything, you didn't meet them, they'll deduct it. That means you might have to fire somebody. It's real. That's part of the business. You might have to fire somebody. You may have to not be able to rent your space depending on what's going on. You might not be able to take a trip, might not be able to do a spring break trip or summer trip. So it's imperative that you exceed grant objectives. And that is why I always say, even when you got your own business like we do, you always kind of working for somebody, because they want to see, why are we giving you this money? Why are we funding you? You open up, we talk about opening up that Hooters. Okay, cool. We ain't making no money. Then what? You know what I'm saying? Uncle Sam still gonna want them taxes on that building. You know what I'm saying? You always essentially kind of working for somebody. And so I was always taught to not just meet needs, but exceed and go above and beyond. And that is why I think, low key, I'm good at running this building, because I'm stern, I'm anal. I'm just gonna call it what it is. I'm anal about how things get ran. And that is why I think we being successful on the rental side as well, because
what I heard, that's all in basically having an obsession with the client, having an obsession with the consumer, because at the end of the day, you always working for somebody. So if you're a business owner, chances are you're working for the client. So we have to not only meet expectations, but over deliver, as far as whether you have a nonprofit or a traditional for-profit business. What are the expectations of the client? What is their ideology? What do they need? What do they not know that they need that they will after you fulfill your product or service? And our whole point in making this video was, these are the kind of conversations that you need to have at the table, that we're doing our part in implementing into our families, that will, like you said, set up the next generation. Like your mother and your uncle, they were doing their part, and now we're in the building a manifestation of what happens when you take the initiative to pour into your family, the way that we've been intentionally removed from, the conversations we've been removed from, because we weren't meant to take advantage of these asset classes. A lot of people talk about tax the rich. I'm a firm believer in, why don't the rich pay taxes? Because they provide value that employees do not provide. So when you tap into your unfair advantage, when you tap into your skill set, and we take a how can I improve, opposed to the white man took advantage of us, or I don't have the money, or I can't do this. Now you're walking in your purpose. That's ministry, which is most important. This is ministry.
Yeah.
And this is beautiful. This is ministry. which is most important. So if you believe that you know your purpose, or even if you don't know your purpose, this is a good place to start. So assess your skill set and present it to your family members. I start with the ones that you know are open-minded, or let's say financially literate first, because it'd be easier to translate it to them, and they'll most likely give you constructive criticism for that business plan to be structured properly, like you said, when you present it. So then you start to reach out to the other people that's just, you want to be a part of it, but they may not be there mentally or even financially, and they want to. They just want to watch you go through it and you get them the blueprint. Collaboration solves majority of our problems, and family is intimate collaboration. That's all it is. I ain't gonna say it's more than that, but that's what it is fundamentally. So with that said, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I pray that y'all have a blessed day as usual. Peace out. Bro.